just recently I've been getting the big FU from GM over and over again. One being a $40,000 14 Corvette Stingray that I sold to a customer, and after just 150 miles, the engine blew up on him. Now, I own a car dealership, and that is a big deal. It's a big deal for him, and it's a big deal for me. This video is all about how I handled this situation and everything I've learned about all the common problems with the GM V8s and how to fix them and what to avoid. Let's get going. So hey everyone, my name is Craig from Flying Wheels, and I own a car dealership. I also owned that 2015 Corvette Stingray Z51 that was an absolute animal. There's a kicker to it though. After I sold it about 100 to 150 miles later, catastrophic damage. Catastrophic damage so bad that it had to come to the Chevy dealer to get a new engine. So I'm with the car at the car dealership, at the Chevy dealer, the GM dealer, and I want to know how you guys would handle this situation. So this isn't just your run-of-the-mill Corvette Stingray. This is a 2015 Stingray Z51. What you get with the Z51 is the upgraded performance exhaust. You get a dry oil sump system. You get wheels. You get the brake package. You get a body package. The car is absolutely nasty. 7-speed manual transmission, carbon fiber Targa roof, red interior. You get the track package. The car is unbelievable. Well, I owned it for about 2 weeks myself. Almost a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I bought a 15 Corvette Stingray Z51 out of Panama City, Florida. Finally showed up because transporters are way backed up because more dealers are buying cars, more dealers are transporting cars. Everything is busy. So it finally showed up. Let's go check it out. There it is. So we just bought this one for you, yep. My father. I bought this one for me, but now
Mom wants that one.
So although I'm not a senior citizen yet, I am a total Corvette nut through and through. So any chance that I have that I can buy a Corvette for our shop, I grab them up. I get as many as I can all the time. Because I like to have them, I like to drive them, and I like to sell them. When people buy Corvettes, they're there to buy toys. They're there with a smile on their face to buy something they like that they don't really need, they just want to have a good time with. So it makes my job more fun to sell enjoyment to other people. I drove it with my wife. I put hundreds of miles on it. I had a great time. We get to drive that. So try to climb in and you can give me your review.
Deep.
That's what she said. Ready?
Ready.
Do you know what that button right there does?
See. Right.
It cools my snack down for later.
Oh my god.
We've been driving for like 20 minutes. How many people gave us a thumbs up already?
Several.
Yeah, several people gave us a thumbs up already. The car is unbelievable. So I was asking 40. I sold it to a guy in my town, a customer of mine that I really like, for 36. So I took $4,000 off the price of the car because I know him. He made an easy transaction. He paid for it without a loan, so it was nice and easy. And I know him and I like the car and I want to keep seeing it. So I just sold that Corvette to that guy and traded in his Mustang. But after him driving it about 100 miles, the check engine light came on. He came back, I checked the check engine light. All right, let's see what this check engine light is on for. It was on for cylinder 8 misfire. I did a coil and a plug, I returned it back to him, he went on his way. Well, shortly after that, he said the check engine light started flashing and he started hearing a noise out of the engine, so I said, shut it down, bring it to the dealer, have them look at it. So the dealership went through it and it's catastrophic. It is serious damage. I guess a lifter stuck or slipped off the lobe and it damaged the cam. Anyway, the camshaft needs to be pulled out. The lifters need to be replaced. It's a giant job. The engine's gonna come out of the cradle to work on the engine. Well, it's like $6,200 to fix this 76,000 mile Corvette engine. You can get used Z51 engines with like 9,000, 10,000, 25,000 miles for between $5,000 and $8,000. It's almost better to just get a replacement engine with lower miles and put it in. So I told the buyer, listen, I'm sorry, this is an awful situation. You bought it with no warranty, but I will definitely not leave you stranded. You just spent a lot of money on a car, and after not very long, the engine died on you. I'm not gonna leave you stranded even though you have no warranty. So let's make a bad situation better for both of us. Neither of us are gonna be happy, but let's try to make neither of us unhappy. Maybe there's a way we can both just be content. So before I tell you what I did, I want to know what you guys would do. To repair that engine is about $6,000 to $6,200, and we're not quite sure that that's actually going to do anything. A replacement engine, figure $6,000 plus $2 to install it. We're going to be at $8,000. Now that car has 76,000 miles. I told the purchaser, the new owner, that listen, I don't want to pay to put a 10,000 mile engine in a 76,000 mile Corvette. That's not fair to me. So we need to think of a way that's in the best interest for the both of us. So what I want you guys to do is tell me how you would handle this situation. Now, not only did the check engine light come on, but the service rear end light came on. I didn't even know that was a thing. So now the rear end needs to be serviced as well. Now I put a few hundred miles on it, and that had never been an issue for me, nor had the check engine light come on for me. So it's really puzzling, and obviously the first question I asked was, did you beat on it? Did you take it to the drag strip? What did you do to this car? And he said absolutely nothing. The problem is everybody would say absolutely nothing. But I want to believe the guy, and I believe he didn't really do anything to it, so maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe it's just a bad fluke, bad luck. So I'm a Chevy fan. I can't deny it. I love Chevy trucks. They've never let me down up until recently. And recently, my parking lot seems to be filled with Chevy V8s ridden with problems. So here's the problem. I told you I take calculated risks. I do gamble. This Suburban is a 15 Suburban, 160,000 miles. What you'll notice way over here is an engine. That is a 5.3 with active fuel management. That means the cylinders shut down. 4 of the cylinders shut down. We have some mushroomed valves on it. So instead of doing head work, I replaced the engine with a lower mileage engine because it has 160,000 on it anyway. This Camaro right here I bought out of North Carolina. 106,000 miles, 6.2 liter V8. I took it directly to the Chevy dealer so they could go through it and tell me what it needed. Compression's weak, but within spec. Possible bearing wear due to excessive unburnt fuel from misfire. Cylinder leak down test. Removed right bank valve cover to further inspect. Rocker arms push rods have no signs of damage. Found cylinder 4 exhaust lifter collapsing once engine starts up. Replaced 4 exhaust valve lifters for right bank. Replaced valve lifter oil manifold. Replaced all necessary parts from complete repairs. Reset engine. This cost me $2,600. Now I can keep going. Here we go. Here's a 16 GMC Yukon Denali. You can hear the misfire right there. I took this to the dealer. They told me it needed 2 fuel injectors. I replaced both fuel injectors. But looky here. We have a multiple cylinder random misfire. So it has to go back to the dealer because I'm not going to do this stuff. I'd rather just the dealer, yes, it's going to cost me more money, but I'd rather them do it. That Camaro, they had it done in 2 days. I dropped it off. They gave me a high number. I said, just do it. 2 days later, the Camaro's back in my possession, ready for sale. So maybe I should just stop buying these things more than gambling and risking on them. So what is going on? They're all the same GM V8 platform. They're all that LS style engine. It's the active fuel management that's becoming the problem. My uncle rebuilds engines. He does race car engines. He tells me anytime one of those engines come in, they disable the active fuel management, the cylinder shutdown. All right, now I know you're all wondering, how did I take care of this customer? What did I do for him? What did it cost me? And why did I do it? Well, I told him I wouldn't leave him hanging, and I want to make sure I take care of a customer. A good customer can be a great customer. A bad customer can be an absolutely terrible customer. And I don't want to make enemies anywhere I go, so I'm trying to take care of this customer. Here's what I did for him. So let me try to summarize what happened. I was asking $40,000 for a Corvette. A customer of mine that comes in regularly loved the Corvette, wanted to trade in his Mustang GT for it. I was asking $40,000. I sold the car for $36,000. I also gave him $4,500 for trade-in for his Mustang. So this is a 2004 Ford Mustang GT convertible, 81,000 original miles, SVT Cobra wheels. I was asking $40,000 for the car. He came, said he had cash. We negotiated down to $36,000. He's a great customer. I love seeing him, and I'd love to see this Corvette around town. I felt great in it. I put a few hundred miles on it with my wife. I know the car was awesome. On top of that, he wanted to trade in his 2004 Ford Mustang GT convertible. Fun toys, It's fun season. I'm all in. Let's do it. So I gave him $4,500 for his Mustang. So which means he came with $31,500 cash and his Mustang and left with the Corvette. After I told him to take it to the dealership, I called the dealership and told them to call me directly, let me know what's going on with the car so I know what to do with it. I know how to help this customer out. I can't have a customer spend $36,000 at my shop and then have a problem instantly. That's just not good for me, it's not good for him, and it's not good for my business. So I want to make sure this customer is taken care of. But how do I do it where it doesn't hurt me terribly and it doesn't hurt him terribly? The best negotiation is when both parties are content or unhappy. If one party's too happy and the other's unhappy, that's not a good negotiation. Someone won, someone lost. Let's try to make it even. So I priced out engines and I found them between $4,500 and $6,000. For a dry sump Z51 engine for a Corvette Z51 was way more money than just a regular 6.2 V8. But that's what we have to replace. But I'm not going to pay to put a brand new engine in a 76,000 mile car. So I told him, listen, it's going to be about $6,000 plus $200 to $2,500 to install. I'll split it with you. It stinks for both of us. I wasn't planning on spending $4,500, but neither was he. If we both spend $4,500 out of pocket, it sucks equally for both of us, but he can get a much lower mileage engine in his Corvette, and then I have a happy customer. But it took $4,500 out of my pocket, even though he bought it as is. Not to mention, I had already taken $4,000 off the original price of the car. So I'm really discounting this car $8,500 from my original asking price. I was asking $40,000, I sold it for $36,000. I'm giving him $4,500 back. That's a lot of money. Now here's the cool part. I took that in trade on Wednesday. It's now Monday, it's leaving. And just like that, just a couple days later, the Mustang has sold. That was a fast one. Sold. So I marked it up enough to get my asking price for the Corvette. So essentially I sold the Corvette for my asking price now that the Mustang is sold. But it keeps going. So I started with the Corvette, traded in the Mustang, sold the Corvette. Sold the Mustang, took in a 2011 GMC Sierra Crew Cab 1500 with 126,000 miles. That truck is probably worth like $12,000 to $13,000. So I had the Mustang listed at $8,500. He wants to trade in his truck. I paid off his loan for him, so I gave him a little bit more than the $8,500 because I paid off his loan for him. But now I get to sell that truck for $13,000-ish, probably right around there. I made money on the Corvette, took in the Mustang. Made money on the Mustang, took in the truck. Gonna make money on that one, and hopefully I get another trade-in. So that's why dealers like trade-ins, because we don't always pay the right price, but it's easy. I don't have to go to the auction for it. I get to speak firsthand to the owner instead of guessing who owned it and what was going on with it. Hopefully they tell me the truth. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But this right here is now another vehicle I get to sell and make money off of this. So I didn't make any money on the Corvette, but I did make money on the Mustang, and then I did make money on the GMC Sierra. But both of those, I had to put my time, labor, and a lot of expenses into. I had to detail them, recon them, fix anything that needed to be fixed. I had marketing costs, I had business expenses, overhead, carrying costs. All those things cost money to do. So I didn't just flip everything and keep making money. I did my job over and over 2 more times. Now I know what you're all gonna say. Craig, you didn't really pay anything out of pocket. You gave him all that money from his Mustang and the trade-in off of his Mustang. Well, yeah, that's my job. I make that money. So the money I made on the Mustang, I should have kept. The money I made on the truck, I should have kept that too. But I didn't. I gave it all to him. So instead of having $4,500 in my pocket, I gave it to him. So no matter how you look at it, that $4,500 should have been in my bank, and it's not. I gave it to him instead. Now this one right here is my newest acquisition. This isn't the one that I had the engine problems with. This I just bought out of North Carolina. It's a 2016 7-speed with 86,000 miles, but the car is absolutely perfect. This car even smells like a new car. Now you guys know, if you're following my channel already, I love toys. I love to have at least a few in stock so I can keep driving them until they sell. It's easier for me to sell things that I know. That's the perk of the business, right? Plus, I get to enjoy the cars while doing it. I just bought a 2019 BMW 540i that was unbelievable. I'm not even a BMW fan, and the car drove me to Vermont from New Hampshire itself. I hit a button and it drove me there. It was incredible. But this Corvette is unreal too, and I had it shipped up from North Carolina straight to the dealer, because now I know about all the issues. I send it straight to the dealer and have them go through it. So they did a full state inspection for me. They did a synthetic oil change for me, and here's the kicker. You guys ready for this? They disabled the active fuel management. So they can do a tune at the dealership that disables active fuel management. It basically shuts down the shutdown system. So it prevents those lifters from going wrong, which is the problem in all of these V8 engines. So don't forget that that's an option anytime you buy these cars before the problem happens. Little secret for all of you. Well, that's it. Even though I'm starting to despise really my job in general because of the headaches, I still love it. I still love driving these cars. And like President Bush once said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're never gonna fool me again. Right? Well, whatever. Anyway, I'm still driving Corvettes. I still love them and I still smile on them. If you compare that to a Ferrari or Lamborghini, just in maintenance alone, you are saving tons and tons of money. I had a Porsche Cayenne Twin Turbo. The engine alone was replaced and it was $25,000. Now we're talking about close to a domestic supercar that's affordable to purchase, affordable to maintain. All the parts can be purchased just about anywhere. And if I have to replace an engine, we're talking $8,000 for a used one, $12,000 for a new. I guess that's not that bad. This one's for sale and it's an absolute cream puff. It makes me smile every time I drive it. So if you guys want to check that one out, it's on my website, www.flying-wheels.com. This is a good one. Already checked out by the Chevy dealer themselves and I've been driving it. It's so much fun. Guys, if this video was at all helpful, entertaining, or informative, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Thanks, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Adios.